Hey guys, probably the most common comment that I get on all these videos from you guys is great tone, and I appreciate the compliment. I've worked really hard on my tone, and I wanted to do a video sharing with you guys how I get my tone. So a little background story for, what I've gone through is at first I was like chasing tone and I got different guitars every now and then. I went through a few guitars and I thought if I just get, a better amp or better whatever equipment and set all the dials right, eventually I'll find my tone. And it went on like that for a couple of years actually, until I learned this one thing that made me realize that I was totally overlooking something that would have solved my problem much, much sooner and saved me a lot of money on guitars, actually, because I finally realized it didn't really matter what guitar I had. I mean, it matters, but, what I'm about to show you guys matters a lot more. So make sure you adjust your dials right. I do roll my tone back a little bit. I don't have it all the way up all the time. Actually, sometimes I do. But yeah, adjust your tone and all that, your volume. I usually use the neck pickup because it's a little bit darker than this one for most things. But what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is your pick. How to use your pick to get a fatter tone. So I used to play with a pick. I use these picks, just like normal picks. And I used to play with the pick exactly like you would think, most guys do, like this, going back and forth without much thought as to what exactly I was doing besides the fact that I was plucking the string with the pick. So what I ended up finding out was my picking was actually what was causing my tone to be not as fat as I wanted it. And what I did is I took my pick, and first of all, I realized that the edges of my pick were not smooth. Like when the machine that whatever, like in the factory that makes these picks, the machine that cuts them basically just chops them off, and you get this really jagged edge, and you hear that when in your guitar. Your string picks up all of those jagged edges, and it makes it sound not as smooth. So what I did for that is I got this sandpaper. It's made by 3M. It's like this black stuff that you can use to give a glass finish to wood. Like use it on some wood, and it's like so smooth that it gets kind of shiny. So I use this on the edge of my pick that I pick with. And it gets rid of all of those rough edges and really has a dramatic impact on the sound. Okay. Another thing that I do now is instead of using this edge of the pick, I use the side. A lot of players with really great tone do that. Pat Metheny being the example that first comes to mind, but tons of guys do it. You don't have to do it. Some people it doesn't work for. I've met some incredible players who played with the normal side of the pick, so maybe that's just me, but you might experiment with it. And the last thing that I do, and maybe the most important, is instead of playing my pick straight ahead, like 90 degrees to the string, I turn it to the side so that it kind of brushes over the string. And then you get rid of that that sharp, like ticking sound that you get when you do it straight on, and it'll become much fatter. So I'm just going to demonstrate this for you guys now. Here is a pick that I have not done any sanding to, and I'm going to play with the normal edge straight on a 90-degree angle. So here is what I used to sound like. Okay, and then I'm going to trade that for the pick that I sanded off, and I'm going to play with the side of it at a 45-degree angle and check out the difference it makes. So hopefully you guys now have something to experiment with and you will get a much fatter tone. Or you don't have to do it if you don't want. It's all up to, you know, whatever you like in your tone. Maybe you like a more sharp sound and then you can, you know, do that. But I hope this will make you aware that the way you hold your pick will have a dramatic effect on your sound. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.